Hi, Tubers. Hi. So I'm back with the 24 books of 2024. So coming in from Great Yarmouth, and it's called The Train by Diana Ho. Point Ho. Book came out in 1992. So, yes, I was about 12, 13 when this book came out, and let me just read the blurb. Hannah, Matt, Kerry, and Lewis, four friends, joined Parker High School's cross-country train tour from Chicago to San Francisco. Did they learn what was on the train with them? A coffin, Frog's coffin. One by one, Hannah's friends guiltily confessed all the nasty things they did to Frog before his sudden and horrible death, and then one by one they viciously attacked. Seems that Frog is out for revenge. But Frog is dead, isn't he? Right, so, cross-country tour, all the students are together. Hannah, Matt, Kerry, and Lewis, okay, are like pretty much the popular kids. And what they did to Frog, his name was Frederick Roger. When they wrote it on the board, they wrote it F for Frog, okay, and someone says, "Oh, you're Frog," and the name's stuck. Um, and they were actually quite horrible to him. What they did was they wouldn't let him join the sports team. They wouldn't let him join the school newspaper. Another character, as well, asked him out, and she said turned him down. And he got a little bit violent. So it's weird because what they did to Frog was actually quite not quite nice. However, Frog was not, well, Freddie or Frederick, he was not what you call a nice person as well. I mean, okay, you can't blame him for keeping him at an arm's length when he acted in such a bad way. I mean, when he asks someone out and they turn him down, he threatens them. That's not a nice person. Most people, okay, would say, "Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I get it. Okay, we'll still be friends," but not him. He got verbal. Okay, so it is sad what they did to Frog. Okay, but at the same time, you can kind of understand why they didn't want Frog in their sphere. Okay. However, this is when Hannah's talking about Frog's friends, okay, the people who were friends with Frog, right? And this person here, Lolly Slocum, and how Lolly is described, a stocky girl with sad eyes and lank blonde hair. They weren't talking or laughing as the other groups were, and Hannah couldn't help wondering why they weren't taking the trip. Sorry, and didn't seem at least a bit interested or excited, as she knew they were never included in the fun. Right. So, okay, Hannah, the narrator of the story, I don't think particularly nice either. She's not. Kind of judgmental. She's stocky. Okay. The first thing you learn, okay, about Lolly, her name is Louise. But he's like, did you know Lolly's name is Louise? Yeah, well, actually, that's quite a normal thing. Okay. Um, yeah, so, but she's just kind of stocky. She's a stocky girl. And they find Frog's coffin on the train. They're a little bit freaked out. They don't know why he's going to San Francisco. Like, maybe Frog had family there and sent his coffin back. Frog died in a car crash like the week before. He was incinerated, sadly. And so they think Frog's in the coffin. Right. Here you go. This bit here. And this bit here, Kate, is the girl that Frog asked out. They're in the cafe sitting with Jean-Marie Westlake, or Jean-Marie Westlake, a red-haired girl who once dated Mac. Hannah felt no pennies of jealousy upon seeing the two together. That was history, and besides, Jean-Marie was too nice a person to flirt with someone else's boyfriend. Ah, but it gets twisted. It gets point horror twisted, okay? When, as they're going through it, the lights come on, okay, going through it. Suddenly, lights go off, come on, and this bit here. What everyone was staring at was a bright red print bandana twisted into a rope and wound against Lolly's neck so tight it out. Round, plain face. Oh, yes, nice. Cheers, Hannah. Was rapidly turning blue, and her eyes, wild with desperation, were bulging dangerously. Lolly Slocum was choking to death. So they get the bandana off Lolly, okay? And as a doctor on board speaks to the school counselor who's with them, and she's going to be fine. They're going to be sending her home, okay? Or another train, just, send back. And how they describe Lolly, okay? I mean, her name is Louise, for God's sake. This bit, okay, right, is unlike Frog, Lolly wasn't really unattractive. She was a big girl. So it seemed to Hannah she at least made effort to look her best, wear neat, clean clothes, trying to jazz them up with a colourful scarf around her neck or a pretty pin on a blouse collar. Right. Hannah remember seeing her once in the hall in a plain, short-sleeved white blouse with a small bunch of artificial violets pinned to the collar, repeating the colour of the purple corduroy skirt Lolly was wearing. She looked almost pretty, but she's not pretty because Lolly is fat. That's the thing. That is the thing. Okay, typical judgmental. Lolly is fat. She's stocky. She's big. She could be pretty, almost pretty. Okay. So they're going through this. More things are happening. People being attacked, and then Hannah is attacked. Right. Okay, so Hannah is knocked out, right? She starts to hallucinate. Maybe she actually seen fog everywhere. Okay, feeling bad for what she did. And then Lola wakes up in a box. Sorry. 3, 2, 1. But then Hannah wakes up in a box. Oh yeah, wakes up in a box. A box, rectangle shaped box. Oh. And then she could out and paint a lid. The wooden cover over her head was a lid. She was a long, narrow wooden box with a lid, and she was lying on folds of satin. Her eyes in the darkness widened and her mouth opened. No, 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 no. So she's in the coffin with fog. Wouldn't you feel the body? I'm not trying to be crass here. Wouldn't you feel the body? Wouldn't you feel like you're like under a body if there's a body in there? Right. Okay. So it turns out that Hannah is, if there was a crime for everyone did to Fog, Hannah pretty much is the most guilty of them all. Okay. And it turns out that Lolly was Fog's only real friend, okay, or she loved him and she followed her like a Superman puppy, okay. And this bit here, right, this is like the day before, right, the day before, because Fog is going somewhere. Here you go. Lolly was saying to Fog, this is from Jean Marie, right, she kept saying that he couldn't go, that he kept saying he was going. Then he said she was sure it was a joke and he was stupid not to see that, and he screamed at her not to call him stupid. That was the last thing I heard was Lolly saying something like, "I'm going with you." I thought saying, "You're not, you'll ruin everything." Then he said, "You're not going without me, Roger." And then the voice got too far away for me to hear the rest. So, right, so what's the big thing? What was the argument about? So, what Hannah decides to do is, after being in Fog's coffin, because she keeps seeing fog everywhere, fog winds up in her bed. At one point, she's freaking out, hallucinating. She doesn't know what's going. She's going to open Fog's coffin. Right. She already made up her mind. She was going to make sure once for all that she was right. But she's already been in Fog's coffin. She wouldn't have felt the body, smelt the body. Oh my God, gross. Okay. But more weird things happen. They open up the coffin and they see Fog's tattooed hand. Okay, his tattooed hand. And right, but then what happens is Jean Marie or Jean Marie, okay, she dies. She falls off the roof of the train. Exactly. She she gets pushed off. Right. So now there's murder involved. Here you go. Instantly, Hannah shot to the ceiling glass, and for one split second, she thought she saw movement. The heel of a boot, then it was gone, there was nothing. It was pink. Jean Marie. We can't wait to be sure, but no, what's happened is Jean Marie has been thrown from the train. So, has been Fog's death, now has been a murder. These kids are on this train. There is no talk of calling the train over, incidentally, and getting the police involved. She's just dead. That's it. She's absolutely dead. Oh, that's different in a point how to actually kill someone, as in properly kill someone, as in murder someone like this. I mean, Jean Marie was thrown from the train. Okay. But what it is that it was never Frog at all, whatsoever. This bit here. Hannah gasped and whirled her back against the window to find herself facing Lolly Slocum. She was dressed in boy's clothes, jeans, cowboy boots, plaid shirt and denim jacket, an outfit Frog had often worn. Her lank blonde hair was hidden under a worn felt cowboy hat. Okay, dressed in boys' clothes. Okay, that's boys' clothes. That's not boys' clothes. I'll wear that. Okay. Not plaid shirts. I can't carry them off. Right. So the entire thing was Lolly. Because she loved Frog, who loved Jean Marie. So Jean Marie had to die. And that's why Lolly flew from the train. Then they fight. Lolly jumps. And 3, 2, 1. Lolly disappears. Everyone thinks she's jumped. So what they do when they get to San Francisco is They go exploring. Now they just lost a friend, dealing with the trauma of thinking Frog was on the train, dealing with the fact that Lolly, who got off the train and got back onto that train that she was originally put on, instead of going home, they've never seen the city, they've seen San Francisco, so they decided to stay put. I mean, okay, they've been through trauma, okay, with the death of Frog, okay, the death of Jean Marie, she is dead. There is no coming back for her. This is the moment, okay, you think that she survived. No, she isn't. They've lost a friend of theirs, but they decide, okay, sure, we're just going to go, okay, and chill out in San Francisco for a bit. And then they go, I love this, okay? They get the idea to go to caves, to rocks, okay, overlooking, right? Because that's not dangerous whatsoever. Now, at this various point, okay, as I think was Mac's idea, I generally thought Mac was Mac, okay? But no. Okay, they're a little bit stupid. And then it turns out Lolly is not dead at all. And she didn't jump from the train, right? She hid in the coffin, right? Where were you, Hannah whispered. We were looking for you. We looked everywhere. You didn't look everywhere. Lolly said with content, not in the coffin, right? He's like, well, hold on. But Fog's in the coffin, and Hannah should know that if she was in the coffin, but no. Okay. In a tin canister that Lolly has is Frog. Yes. You don't think anyone cared enough about him to provide a real funeral for him? Too much bother to have him sent home to be buried. They had him cremated. And to um Lolly ordered the coffin to go to his family home that was in San Francisco to kind of remind them what they lost. And he said open the coffin all the way. Okay, when they saw Frog's body. It's all a tattoo. No, it was Lolly's. She put it on there. Makeup. Right. So, and the reason she killed him, the reason why Lolly killed Jean Marie is that Frog was in love with Jean Marie. Right. And the reason why she wants to kill Hannah is that Hannah invited Frog to her party because he was setting up for it, and then changed her mind as the party wasn't full and slammed the door in his face. And then he was so enraged he jumped into his car, and that's caused the crash. So Hannah is inadvertently responsible for Frog's death. Right. They fight. Lolly actually falls. She is killed. And then everything is good. One thing I did not like is the whole description of Lolly was depicted as pathetic and big. Because she was a big girl, she was pathetic. She was in love with Frog. He didn't love her. He loved Jean Marie. Jean Marie had to die. Hannah had to die. The way it describes Lolly is so pathetic. It actually is kind of offensive, okay? It's like the fat girl couldn't get a date. She couldn't get the love of Frog. She couldn't get anyone to like her. Even in the drama, when she signed up to be in plays, because of her face and her body, she was more suited to behind the scenes doing makeup, where she got the skills to actually dress up to look like Frog in the first place. That's not cool. That's actually quite offensive. So, but hey, The Train by Diana Ho. Sorry for the choppy editing and I got to deal on this. Bit of hay fever. And, whatever. Anyway, sign off here. Bye now.